Hello and welcome. My name is Errity Green. This is Wise Women Oracle and Tarot. And today I am bringing you a pick a card reading on the dream that is coming true for you. So I really look forward to offering these messages to you. I have already recorded this once. It did not stick, so I'm doing it over, which means I will be more to the point and immediate with the messages that I have to share with you today. If you find you enjoy this reading, I encourage you to like, subscribe, press the bell icon. That way you receive notifications every single time a new reading pops up. If you want to get to know more about me, my work, personal readings, you can check out the details below or visit erritygreen.com/shop. Last but not least, I'd love to see you over at my other YouTube communities, the channels Psychic True Crime and Wise Women Television. So without further delay, I will place a picture up of your 3 card piles to choose from today. And as always, you are choosing from left to right. All right, card pile 1. I do have good news for you. I have good news. I have great news, phenomenal news. The vision, the goal, the dream, the aspiration that you have been working toward and working on and moving toward for probably years with dogged determination and tireless work, it is right here. It's on its way. It is materializing as we speak. The final pieces are falling into place right here, right now. Just like a puzzle, when it's completely finished, when there's one little piece that's left, like a corner, that is the part that is falling into place right now. So this big vision and this big dream, this big aspiration, you're right on the cusp of achieving this, of materializing this, of it coming into being. The time is now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. And there's just one final piece that is falling into place as we speak. Now, I did share in the opening, I've actually already done this reading. It did not stick on my camera, so now I'm starting over again. So I can dive right in. That final piece that we're talking about, the piece that is filling out the corner of that puzzle. So if we want to grease the wheel, there's no not doing this. It is inevitable. There's enough motion and momentum built up for this dream, built up for this vision, built up for this aspiration that it is going to happen. You're at the tail end, the final sprint, the final push. It is coming into being. There is no undoing it. With that said, if we want to grease the wheel, if we want to facilitate this, if we want to make it a little bit easier in happening, the advice or the guidance that's coming through here is staying focused on the reason you started this dream in the first place. So sometimes toward the end, we become tireless. We become exhausted. Well, tireless, I mean more like when we get to that place, we kind of become mechanical. We're sort of focusing on the tasks that need to get taken care of. We are focusing on the mechanics of it. Okay, you know, we get very practical, we get very practical minded, and we can kind of lose the vision, right? We can lose the heart, we can lose the soul of a project, the soul of a vision, a dream, an aspiration, and the building of it, and the bringing forth of it, and the bringing to fruition of it, because it's like we just got to get stuff done, you know, and especially at the tail end when you have been working on this so tirelessly and toward this for probably years for many, or if not most of you, if not a decade or longer, and you may not even know that it's coming into fruition, that it is as we speak, but it is. And again, it is inevitable. The work's already been done. The foundation has been laid. The momentum has already been built up. It is happening. It is on its way. And toward the tail end, though, sometimes we can get focused more on the mental things, the mechanical things, the tasks that need to get done, the things that need to be achieved, the steps that need to be taken. And we can sort of take the soul or the heart out of something. So it's asking you to return to the birthplace of this vision, the values that brought you there, that wanted you to bring this forth, focusing on the heart of the matter, staying anchored and centered in the heart, in the passion and drive of the heart, and the love of it, for the love of it, focusing on the service aspect, what you are bringing forth and how you are supporting and serving others, and how this is really tapping into those higher order values, or those universal values of we and us and together and community. It's really getting focused on, again, the reasons oftentimes when we give birth to a vision or a dream or an aspiration or goal of some kind, it isn't from a place of I mean, it can be, but oftentimes it's not really mechanically driven or even materially driven. Even if it is mechanically or materially driven, meaning we're focused on a car or the pool or the new house, even if it is that, there's usually a value or an emotion or something underneath that we are seeking. And so it's like focusing on that, right? It's focusing on the heart and the soul of this, like the bread and butter of it, the substance part of it, and getting into that energy, returning to the values that brought this forth in the first place. What drew you to this? What inspired you? What moved you to want to do this, share this, work toward this, build this, really connecting with the heart and the soul of the matter, because this is going to get you into just the right energy and just the right alignment to bring this forth and to, again, sort of grease the wheels and lubricate this final push, this final sprint toward that finish line. Now, of course, when I say final sprint or final push, it tends to sort of imply some kind of force or rushing or manipulating. That's not happening, because the energy is very much about staying in it for the love of it and returning to love and why you did this in the first place and why it came forward for you and what you're intending to do and how you want to serve. It's really stepping into the heart, passion, the inspiration, the service, how it's feeding your soul and how it's supporting and serving others. That's really what it's coming down to. Really focusing again on the heart and soul of this and the higher order values and residing in that energy. So let me offer you a brief example. Let's say someone wanted to be very successful in their career. They wanted to go to the very top of their industry. Now for you, your big vision, dream, or aspiration could be a number of things. It could be career oriented, it could be self-growth oriented, it could be your dream home. It could be, again, the top of the corporate ladder. It could be a particular goal or success in your business. It could be a creative endeavor or artistic project. It could be any number of things, but let's just say it's someone who wants to climb all the way to up the corporate ladder to the very tippity top. That's their dream. And so the dream might be, right, the mechanical material dream might be, I want to be CEO and make that $200,000 paycheck. But at the end of the day, that value might actually be peace of mind and service and making a difference in the world, where they really just want to have peace of mind. They don't want to have to worry about life and bills and money and all of that stuff. And they want to make sure that their kids go to the best schools, right? So it's like the value of home, the value of family, the value of peace of mind, and the value of service and making a difference in the world. Embodying those values, that purpose, the original purpose, the original intention, that's what you want to get into. That's the energy you want to get into and the approach you want to have with this. Now, the last piece of advice here is getting out of your own way. So if at any point or even now, if you find you're getting in your own way, or you are doubting yourself or telling yourself you can't have this, or in one way or another preventing yourself from fully receiving this and allowing this and experiencing this, taking note of that and seeing how much you can love yourself up, butter yourself up through those limits, through those judgments, through that rigidity, through that inability to receive, because your final step is letting all of that go so you can actually finally experience this. For you, it's no longer about the drive and the climb and the effort and the labor of love. This is about being able to let go, drop your shoulders, exhale once and for all, and receive everything that you have created, everything that you have built. This is experiencing the harvest, the fruits of your labor, letting yourself have it, letting yourself claim it, letting yourself receive it. So allowing yourself to trust, to relax, to let go, to surrender, to soften, to ease up, to the warmth. It's allowing yourself to receive this so that way you can savor it, you can taste it. It isn't just something that is like that occurs and happens. Oh, you get that CEO promotion, right? And the example that we gave, that you can actually embody it. You can feel it, you can receive it, you can celebrate it, and you can feel that celebration of it. Your final piece is like saying, all right, I'm ready to receive this, and seeing where you might have upheaval inside when that happens, or rigidity or fear, and then tending to those pieces and parts of you so that you can soften and avail yourself and open yourself to experiencing all that you've worked so hard for. So card pile 1, the dream that is coming true for you, is the primary dream that you have worked toward, built, put effort, time, and self into, time and attention, probably over and over again. This is the When I say it, the dream, the vision, the goal, the aspiration, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's how important it has been to you. It's been a driving force of your life, a primary goal and intention. It is right here. It is on its way. That final puzzle piece is being laid down. Your job right now is to stay in the energy of the original intention and to be in that space, be in that energy, and to approach the final steps, it'll probably continue, but the final steps of this project, this experience, this expression with that energy, and to let go and really allow yourself to receive. Let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself savor it. Remember to hold it, savor it, make space for it. Allow yourself to really be in it. Let's see if there's any final messages here. Because I really want to ask, how can they receive it? Yeah, the change is coming. The change is already underway. Any changes, hiccups, obstacles that you've experienced before this dream or vision was popping up, it was so that you could actually receive it, right? So that's the message, is that prior to this, you probably weren't in a position to be able to receive it. Now, I say probably because I guarantee you some of you are going to be like, well, yes, I was, and I did the work and all the things. But what's coming through here is that up until now, it wasn't, for whatever reason, you were not receptive to it. Your vehicle, your vessel was not receptive to fully receiving the bigness of this vision, of this success, of this dream. It's like you said you wanted it, but you weren't in full alignment with it. So whatever has occurred over the past however many years that has felt like an upset or felt very challenging or has felt like hardship or has felt like a bunch more hurdles and obstacles and jumping through hoops of fire and all of these things just to experience or create or achieve whatever this. It was all to get you into a supple, receptive space to ultimately, actually, finally receive and experience your dream. And it is here. So card pile 1, congratulations. I look forward to hearing your stories as this happens. Once it happens, it is well underway. The final piece is coming into place here. It's all falling into place. This is the final sprint, the final hour. This is the final push. It is on its way. It's inevitable. You're going to receive it. And now it has a landing place within you so that it can manifest and be realized. All right, card pile 1, I look forward to hearing from you. Do like, subscribe, press the bell icon. That way you receive notifications every single time a new reading pops up. If you want to learn more about me, my work, personal readings, you can check out the link below or visit erritygreen.com/shop. Last but not least, I'd love to welcome you to my other YouTube communities. You can find those channels, Psychic True Crime and Wise Women Television, both of which are linked below. Thank you, card pile 1. Card pile 2, the dream that's coming true for you. All right, so what's coming through card pile 2? And as I opened in the very beginning, in the intro, I talked about, I've actually already done these readings, but it didn't stick. So now I'm redoing it, and I should be able to have these messages right here underneath the surface for you. So let's hope that's the case. But it's like you're on the cusp of achieving something. You're moving towards something, and yet it's like this dream is being realized. It's finally happening. It's finally coming toward you. This abundance is finally happening. If it's not active right now, happening like in your field, which is what it feels like it's already here at your doorstep, in your lap. I would say in your lap and not at your doorstep, but you might be like, what? In that case, I still feel like it's very close. It's right here. You can touch it, or it's just out of reach. And yet it's almost like you're faltering or stumbling or fumbling at this vision, at this dream, at this goal as it's becoming realized, because you're getting overwhelmed. And what wants to come through here is that, this is just the same old pattern of self-sabotage. So recognizing that for what it is, recognizing the parts of yourself trying to protect you, and doing what must be done to stay focused, stay clear, keep your eye on the prize, your eye on the ball, and take the necessary action and bring about the flow necessary to fully receive, experience, and achieve this. So what it's saying is, there might be some stress here, some juggling a lot of balls. There might be some serious bigness with this dream or with this achievement or whatever is unfolding, this momentum that's unfolding, if not an achievement that's like right here, right now. Oftentimes when we start to experience more abundance, right, and our flow goes from a trickle to like a fire extinguisher, we don't know what to do with it. We're scrambling to find clarity and flow and focus and direction. And so the message that's coming through is doing what you need to do to simplify this, to streamline this, and to bring it into a flow where all you have to do is show up, take the action, show up, take the action, show up, take the action. No time to think about it or mull over it or get confused about it or second guess it or doubt it, creating the necessary systems, structure, and flow so that you can just show up and do the darn thing, right? So let's just say you get a giant influx of clients. This is just a random example, and it's all the abundance that you have expected and wanted and then some, but you don't have room in your schedule. So what do you need to do, on the weekend is rearrange your schedule. Make sure you have enough time to accommodate these people. Doing whatever must be done in terms of structure and systems and support to accommodate this new influx, right? This new energy, all this abundance that's coming through. And so for many of you, what's being required right now is organization. What's being required right now is structure, discipline, order, getting everything in right order to accommodate this influx of energy, this new abundance. If you haven't experienced it yet, I feel like anyone who's chosen pile 2 is already here and in it, and you might feel like you're squandering? Is that even a word? But it doesn't matter. You're drowning in it, and it's like, okay, what do we need to do here to get this in order, right? So instead of it being like a giant waterfall, maybe there's a couple dams in here, you're channeling things here and channeling things there, and you're thinking of sort of like a bunch of flow of water and how we might create structures or dams in order to have it move in a particular direction. You're going to need to do that for yourself and for your life so that you can show up, you can take action, you can execute without too much forethought, without too much confusion, which gives yourself when you start requiring a lot of forethought, and when you start requiring a lot of having to think about it or consider it, where do you go, card pile 2? You tend to find yourself in confusion, doubt, chaos, and even sabotage, where you're like procrastinating, it's too big, you don't know what to do with it, you don't know how to move forward, and instead you kind of drop your hands of it, wash your hands of it, walk away, find a way to sabotage it or destroy it, and you move on. That might be a pattern for some of you in your past where you experienced the bigness of something, of your next level, of your next chapter, and you couldn't handle it, or you felt like you couldn't handle it. Now keep in mind, this is just the narrative of the past. This doesn't have to be true for you, and it doesn't have to be your new pattern. Your new pattern is doing what you must do in order to make this easy for you, making it work. And so is that structuring your week in a particular way, or your energy or your time or your effort? Is it creating systems so that way you know when certain things get done, and you know that they're going to get done, and you know that when they're going to get done. That way you don't have to think about it. That way you don't have to worry about it. That way you're not getting confused and sitting in confusion and stagnation, and then you're in inaction and indecisiveness, which keeps you even more in stagnation. And then when you procrastinate more, and then it stagnates more, right? And it just becomes this big thing when it's like, well, you have that much energy, decide how you're going to divvy it up and see where it's going to go and how it's going to fall into your week and how it's going to be integrated into your life. Then you're able to create this flow for yourself to accommodate this abundance and give it proper channel and put it all in right order. And the next thing you know, everything's just falling in line, and it's landing just so, and it's feeling just right. And then you just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Okay. If you have enough discipline or order or structure in your reality with your time, with your weekly schedule, you're able to accommodate any level of abundance, or at least your next level of abundance, without losing yourself, right? Or losing your mind or your sanity. Okay. So you do want to structure this. If you haven't done this yet, I don't think you have, because otherwise you wouldn't be getting this message. Take the necessary time to develop whatever systems, structure, and support you might need to ensure that everything has a proper channel, a proper flow, that you know when things are getting done, you know when, you know how. And then you're just showing up to Monday at 9 a.m. to whatever is on your schedule or in your structured flow. You're showing up at Monday noon, you know exactly what you're doing, and at the end of the week, you feel accomplished and know exactly what the next week more or less is going to look like. This is the mindset of your next level of your newfound success, or your next level of success. It's about structure, systems, support, discipline, getting things in right order. Let's see what else is coming here. And then from there, you're able to move forward, and sort of like everything's in line and all things are a go. You have that support, you feel supported, instead of like sort of losing your footing or feeling overwhelmed or feeling like there's no clarity or you don't know what to do. You have a proper time for all the things that need to happen. And it's like every gear has its place, right? Let's just say to somebody who has never made a watch before, they're going to look down at a pile of gears and be like, I have no idea what to do with this. No idea at all, right? But once you learn its proper place, and each gear goes here, and this one connects here, and this one connects here, the next time you have all of these gears all over the place, you're able to just put it together, right? It's giving everything its proper place. It's putting everything in right order. It's ensuring everything has a spot in your time and your schedule so that it can get the energy, time, and attention that it needs. So that way you're able to show up, you're able to complete the task, you're able to execute without the stress, without the overwhelm, without the dropping balls, without the procrastination, and then without the sabotage that would typically ensue thereafter. So you are turning a corner at this point in time, because no longer are next level or new waves of abundance going to scare you away, or no more are you going to get in your own way. No more are you going to say, F it, never mind, drop this and leave it behind. Now you know that you just have to create the necessary structure, put everything in its right order, and then you just get to experience it. You just get to show up and you get to be in flow, and everything unfolds as it should, right? Just like a riverbed or a riverbank, and you have the shoreline, and the river is able to go in a particular direction. Why? Because the shore is on either side, and it's ensuring that it goes to a particular place, right? I mean, maybe that's not how nature works, but I'm offering an example where otherwise it could just be willy-nilly everywhere, but we have the proper channel to ensure it goes from point A to point B. And that's what you're doing for yourself. That way you have the focus that you need, the direction that you need, everything has its place, everything is in right order, and everything is accomplished. And you are able to accommodate this next level vision, aspiration, dream, or goal for yourself. So that is the dream coming true, this newfound wave of abundance, new energy your way. If you picked pile 2, it's already here, and now you're navigating how it's done and how things are falling into their right place. So card pile 2, I'd love to hear from you. Do share your comments below. Like, subscribe, press the bell icon. That way you receive notifications every single time a new reading pops up. If you want to get to know more about me or my work, or purchase a personal reading, you can do so below, or visit erritygreen.com/shop. And last but not least, I invite you to join my other YouTube communities. I have 2 channels in addition to this one: Psychic True Crime, Wise Women Television, and I would love to see you over there. Thank you, card pile 2. Until next time. Card pile 3, the dream that is coming true for you now. So if you listen to the intro, you know I've already completed this reading and it did not stick. So now I'm redoing it again. I imagine I should be to the point and specific and have your messages for you right away, and we'll see if anything new comes forward. So card pile 3, what's coming through here, I'm just adjusting myself, excuse me, finding a comfortable position. What I'm being shown here is that your dream, your vision, your aspiration at the deeper level is about a greater amount of self-love. And it's almost like once that's taken care of, once that common denominator is addressed, nothing stands in your way. You are unstoppable. You literally can achieve anything and everything you set your mind to or your heart to. You can do anything, card pile 3. I truly believe you are the millionaires of this group, the entrepreneurs of this group, the famous people of this group. You don't have to be those things, right? You can be those things. If you so choose, you want to be those things. But you are the kind of people that could be at the top of your field, the top of your industry, best-selling artists or authors or creatives or influencers. These are the kinds of things that are possible for you. You get to choose your own dream. So it's not like I'm going to be telling you, oh, you have to be one of those things. If you don't want to aspire to be one of those things, you don't have to. With that said, the message that's coming through here is you get to be anything that you want. And for you, card pile 3, this is more about coming into a space of deeper and greater, more expansive self-love than it is anything else. Because once you're there, again, you can create, experience, achieve anything. And so you're already on your way. You already know this about yourself to a degree, whether you would acknowledge it or know it consciously right off the bat or not. But you know this about yourself, and now it's just being validated, it's being assured, it's being confirmed here. And the only thing, or we won't say that, the primary thing that tends to get in your way is you getting your own way, but it has to do with you not seeing your worth, you not seeing your value, you not trusting your own path, you not valuing and giving as much measure to your own path, voice, experience, what you have to offer as you do everybody else, or what you think everyone else has to offer. This is about really standing in your own uniqueness and your own power and your own lane, and recognizing your worth and value as you are, just as you are, okay? So this is about recognizing how much your truth matters just as anybody else. Your voice matters just as anybody else. Your expression matters just as anybody else. So while you might tend to give power, clout, or weight or value to other people, other voices, or wonder why you're not like this or you're not like that, or how are they or better, or this or that, all that stuff is actually, I mean, it's really BS, but as much as you're valuing them and giving credit to them is as much as you could be giving credit to yourself. Okay? So it's almost like card pile 3, it's almost like right now what the energy that it's speaking to, where it says this is where you tend to get in your own way, is like when you look in the mirror, instead of seeing yourself as this, you see yourself as this. Getting yourself to a point where you can, sit up straight, elongate your spine, open your heart, drop your shoulders, and in a relaxed way, taking full ownership of who you are and your presence and your value and all you have to offer. This is the only thing that's required of you. This is it. Because anything else, it's almost like bada bing, bada boom. It's like, it just falls in line. It's a natural unveiling. This is all about you loving yourself. And the more you love yourself and the more you own your value and the more you own your worth and stand in your worth, the more you're going to see things pop up, manifest, and materialize just like that. Okay? So this is starting to see your worth and your value clearly and occupy that worth and value and recognize how immense your value and worth is the same way you give that credit to everybody else, and recognize how valuable your uniqueness is. Every voice is valuable. Every position is valuable. Every perspective is valuable. And so it's recognizing that just as much as this has value or that has value, so does yours. Your voice, what you have to say, what you have to share, how you teach, what you say, right? So let's see what else is here. Yeah. So this is about continuing to uncover and discover yourself, but deeper and more expansive and ongoing love for yourself. And you'll find that the more regard you have for yourself and the better you take care of yourself, the more you honor yourself and your voice and who you are and your truth and your path and what you have to share and offer, the more success you're going to find that you experience. The closer you come to your dreams. It's almost like, again, it doesn't even feel like a linear path for you, where you have to do ABC to get, DFG. Did I just do that right? It's more of like you just love yourself and you focus on loving yourself, and whatever comes up in the way of that, you love that, and whatever in the way of that, you love that, loving the judgments that come up, the limits, and so on and so forth, so you can continue to expand more deeply into love. And then things are just materializing and manifesting like boom, 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 fireworks, like the finale. It's unstoppable. It just happens. It's a natural result. It's effortless for you. The more you love yourself, it's really about you just receiving. Because here's the thing, and you might align with card pile 1 as well. This might be a part 2 to card pile 1. I don't know. If you find that you are also connected to that, you might go back to that and listen to that too. But also very different readings in their own right. But you might find that it's less about the work that you put in or the effort that you put in, card pile 3, and it's more about how much you love yourself and therefore let yourself receive. You coming into greater maturity and self-love and self-healing with yourself is what reveals more abundance, more success, your dreams, visions, and aspirations. It is, for you, card pile 3, and always has been, about you loving yourself. That's what it's been. Will you let yourself have this much love? Will you let yourself have this much abundance? Will you let yourself receive this much recognition? Will you let yourself experience this much success? Will you let yourself have the lover of a lifetime? Will you let yourself experience more joy? Will you let yourself thrive? Will you let yourself experience whatever it is, right? Any goal, dream, aspiration, we talk about what dream is coming true for you. It's this deep regard and love for yourself that ultimately materializes and manifests into anything you were to set your heart or mind to. And honestly, it's not even something you have to focus on. It literally just pops up for you. It's such an interesting energy, because versus having to, set your mind on something, like you would traditionally think with, say, manifestation and materialize something, you're turning inward and going deeper. And the more and more love that you are able to occupy within and for yourself and between the parts of yourself, and the deeper relationship and regard you have for yourself, the more things are just right? Again, those fireworks. So it's about loving yourself, deepening that love for yourself, expanding into that love for yourself. And this is coming into that greater maturity with yourself and that loving maturity with yourself. And that's when you're going to start to see things pop up more and more and more, whatever domain, I think it's anything, and I think it's everything. all the fulfillment you could ever seek, that you could ever want, that you could ever yearn for, that you could ever long for, that you could ever even momentarily, remotely think of for even a hot second. That is what is realized and achieved by you, for you, because of your level of self-love. It's not even like it's one dream. It's literally everything. Everything. Anyone's dream, everyone's dream becomes yours because of the power of your own love. That's pretty incredible. It's very rare to experience this kind of energy where, just take a look. This is the kind of vibe I'm getting. Take a look here. That's the energy. When you're in that energy, you are unstoppable. Everything unfolds like a red carpet or like a flower, right? It's just opening and unfolding and revealing everything to you. You want the abundance of the universe, you can have it. You will have it all. It will all be yours. And it's already here in your heart, within you, waiting to be realized in your own heart, but also through your own loving of yourself. I really wish I had the words to describe it, because it's like all the things. It's like looking at the heart, but also being the heart and opening into this greater level of abundance. It's truly incredible. Now, the final energy here is about, anything that has held you back in the past has been of the energy of self-doubt, of questioning yourself, of not trusting yourself, of not believing in yourself, of not loving yourself. It's almost like you have the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of scenario going on, where sometimes you're in that vibe or that energy of being able to look in the mirror and hold your head up high and your chin's up and your shoulders are back. And you can truly receive and experience and embody everything. And other days it's like this, and it's like seeing what your triggers are. I think it has to do with when you're looking at other people and making them be more valuable, more powerful, or giving them more weight or clout or power for whatever reason, but not recognizing that you carry just as much weight, that you are just the same, but a different path, a different perspective, a different version, a different person, right? For you to value someone else doesn't mean you take value away from yourself. And for you to value yourself doesn't mean you take away value from someone else, but you get to value and love you as you. And you get to own and embody you and be you. And as the more and more you come into this place of self-love, of embodiment, of expressing who you are, and doing so sort of unapologetically, meaning no limits and no judgments and absolute love and total acceptance and total clarity and honesty about who you are, that's where you're going to find all of this comes alive. And again, the butterflies and the rainbows or the fireworks, as we were saying, or the, infinite garden of all these flowers just opening and revealing themselves to you. It's like everything is possible. All dreams become awakened as you awaken more to yourself. So that's your reading, card pile 3. I'd love to hear from you. Do share your story in the comments. If you find you enjoyed this reading, like, subscribe, press the bell icon. That way you receive notifications every single time a new reading pops up. If you want to get to know more about me or explore a personal reading, you can check out the details below or visit erritygreen.com/shop. Last but not least, I'd love to see you over at my other communities. You can visit my other YouTube channels, Psychic True Crime and Wise Women Television, both of which are linked below. Thank you, card pile 3.